My family treated me like I was toxic my entire life, so I became exactly that. What I called the Great Erasure started when I was 6. Around the time I realized they loved Jake more. They adopted me when they couldn't have kids, then had him 4 years later, and I became the mistake they were stuck with. I really felt it the day I showed Mom a drawing I'd worked on for hours. "You're so sensitive," she snapped after telling me it looked like a blind monkey had a seizure. God, why are you crying now? By middle school, destroying me had become their favorite family activity. My hamster vanished from a locked cage overnight. When I came downstairs crying, Mom was drinking coffee at the kitchen table. "Maybe it got tired of living with you," she said, not even looking up from her phone. My hands were shaking. "Mom, the cage was locked," she smiled. "Then I guess it wanted out that badly." Then they started invading my room every week, calling it cleaning, but really just violating every inch of privacy I had left. They'd read my diary out loud at dinner like it was Netflix. "I wish I had a different family," Mom read in a mocking voice while Jake howled with laughter. "Sometimes I dream about running away." She slammed it shut. "Dramatic much? You have a roof over your head, you ungrateful brat." Jake brought his friends over sometimes just to watch the show. 5 teenagers standing in our kitchen while Mom held up my bra. "Look how small these are. She's 15 and still wearing training bras." His friends were dying laughing while I stood there feeling my face burn. "We're teaching you resilience," Dad announced one night after Mom spent 20 minutes mocking my crush in front of Jake's entire baseball team. "When we're done with you, you'll be strong." His hand squeezed my shoulder so hard it left bruises. "Won't she, honey? If she doesn't kill herself first," Mom muttered, and they both laughed like it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard. But everything shattered the summer before sophomore year when they packed for Orlando. "Someone needs to watch the house and do the chores," Mom said, not even making eye contact. She dropped a 20 on the counter. "We'll be gone 2 weeks. Try not to burn the place down." "Wait, I'm not going?" "Not going," Dad finished. "You think we're wasting vacation money on you?" I watched them load the car with suitcases and excitement while I stood in the driveway like a ghost. Jake flipped me off through the back window as they pulled away. For 2 weeks, I ate peanut butter sandwiches and watched them post photos. Mom's caption on a Mickey Mouse selfie: "Family vacation, making memories with my favorite people." I wasn't even an afterthought. I'd been erased, and that's when something in me went quiet and cold. 4 days in, I discovered my superpower by accident. Taking out trash, I tripped over the garden hose and face planted into the weeds by the fence. Poison ivy covered my arms, my face, my neck. The same plant Dad warned me about years back, not because he cared, just because doctor visits cost money. I sat there waiting for the burning, almost wanting it, but nothing happened. I waited 3 hours. My skin stayed perfect. I crushed more leaves into my arms just to feel anything. Still nothing. I looked it up that night. Turns out some people are genetically immune to urushiol, the oil in poison ivy that makes everyone else miserable. I kept reading. The oil can be extracted, concentrated, stays potent for years. It transfers through contact, contaminates anything it touches. That's when I smiled for the first time in only God knows how long. I had 10 days and a bathroom full of their products. The next week, I gathered every poisonous plant I could find, crushing them in buckets with dish gloves until I had containers of pure oil that looked like honey but burned like hellfire. Their bathroom was a shrine to vanity. Mom's 10 perfumes lined up like soldiers, Dad's cologne collection, Jake's wall of Axe body spray, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotions. I contaminated everything, just a few drops, enough to ruin them. The rashes started 2 days after they returned. "What the hell is on my scalp?" Dad was scratching at dinner until blood ran down his neck. Mom's legs looked like raw hamburger meat. Jake started sobbing when welts erupted across his chest and back. "Maybe it's the hotel?" I suggested sweetly. "Shut up," Mom screamed, clawing at her arms. They threw out clothes and bedding thinking bed bugs, spending thousands on doctors and tests and hypoallergenic replacements. Meanwhile, I used the same contaminated shampoo every morning, my skin staying flawless. "How is she not affected?" Mom shrieked during week 3. I shrugged. "Maybe you all caught something on your family vacation." The rage on her face was beautiful. But the best part? Every time they touched me in anger, and they still did, because abusers don't change, they got a fresh dose from the poison ivy I'd rubbed into my sleeves. Dad shoved me once. By morning, his hands looked like bubble wrap, blistering and weeping. I stopped being afraid of their hands after that. It helped me survive for the next 3 years until I turned 18. They never once suspected me because I was too stupid to pull off something that elaborate.